Hi there. Welcome back. Welcome to Impossible Live. If you're joining us for the first time or you're returning, just wanted to take a few minutes to thank you for your incredible support. If you're popping in for the first time, let us know where you're joining us from. And please let us know a way that we can help you in between our impossible lives. One of the things I'm really grateful about this year is a chance to really dive into dreaming, and it's funny, we don't necessarily share them. They're in journals. We whisper them at night. We worry about them sometimes. We wake up thinking of them without reaching for them. Aries, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. I think the interesting thing about them and about today's title is Whatever We Imagine. It's a song I love by James Ingram. And hard to believe, four decades ago that this song came out. And in the process of preparing for today, really reminded me as we're joining each other and as sharing posts about shattering barriers and climbing in less steps. And how could our creativity inspire others? How can we help each other break walls? I had to really realize this has been a year of that for me. I am finally dreaming full out, acknowledging it, and grateful for amazing people like Aries, who not only inspires us with her journey into authenticity, but in our willingness to discuss it and to show up. I really finally am stepping out this year behind Ignite Trust. It was a wish for last year. It was a wish. And in the process of preparing for whatever we imagine, I really was reminded of the concept or the idea that really imagining peace and such a hard thing to really locate, whether you're able to find it in our fragile world or find it if you're watching the news or when you're going out and you're collaborating or you're having discussions with people, but really, really grateful during this holiday season and with some incredible support to really be locating a peace that I was craving. I always imagined it, but I always imagined it outside, full out in our world, full out in the clouds, full out in our dreams, full out in our collaborations. Really, really grateful to finally really feel it inside internally and to share that invitation with you as you're taking your next steps, as you're dreaming. And one of the lines of the song that actually two lines that I really enjoy. Hey, Lachelle, welcome back. Thank you and Aries for joining me today. And and those of you who are listening silently, you'll notice today, Mel for a Change doesn't have a glass for virtual toast. I'll admit it. It's hey Jen. Ooh, yes, Jen. Yes, Jen. Definitely imagining internal and external peace, and it's whew, this is a big one, and I'll have to say it's probably popped up in the stillness. A wonderful gift from someone I met in the positive intelligence community was really wonderful. I had a day where I had a lot going on personally, a lot going on from a trust perspective, just a lot of moving parts. And I really have to thank the amazing Joanna Angelis. And yep, Aries, the dreams are big. We don't necessarily let them out. And I'll have to really share in this holiday season to really, like Aries is saying, think about starting a journal to manage the dreams, a journal to manage the peace, a journal to manage what's happening. I'm really grateful also. Amazing Whitney King of Wave of Mind Co. has these fabulous, fabulous journals. And their emotional wellness journals really has helped so much. But when I'm really looking back at the piece and I'm trying to think of, how is it now really manifesting internally? And I'm not questioning it anymore. I'm accepting it. And I have to really thank you for your tremendous support and for your encouragement. And Lachelle, you've been here for a while. The real reminder to step out on faith. I never would share my faith walk with others. I wouldn't share my dream. I mm, I appreciate Karen Curry Parker because in a love seat she did with Heather Travis and I, she encouraged me to start really making those dreams bigger. And it was an invitation last year, and I wasn't ready for it. A real interesting thing is help others in that process of being visible or creating relationships. And I learned this year, really, for myself, a different system to manage relationships. And the key to that, I think, was really learning to manage my relationship with myself. I think sometimes in that process of, and it reminds me, the line of the song that I was going to share with you is that nobody can stop us now. And don't be afraid that I'll meet you halfway. And yeah, Lachelle, Whitney's journals are amazing. Wonderful, wonderful treasure. And I've got a new one too, besides Whitney's journals. I've got Karen Curry Parker had an evolution guide, and I ordered it, and I saw someone's picture of it, and like you pre-order, you order something early, and it's finally popped up. But I think the difference is really starting to be fully present. That in the process of helping others build relationships, I really occasionally had stopped listening to Mel's own inner voice. And I have to thank you for helping to create really safe spaces to start doing that. People encourage us, and especially people on LinkedIn. They say be a little careful with what you share personally. But what I've learned is underneath and inside, Jose, greetings from Mexico. I hope it is so warm near you, Jose. We're warming up a little bit before the new year, but cannot wait to come back and visit your beautiful country. But thank you also for joining us. And let us know, Jose, a way that we can help you in between our impossible lives. But in that process of dreaming, of imagining that nobody can stop us now. And James Ingram, one of the lines of the song is he has an invitation. Don't be afraid. I'll meet you halfway. And that was the internal lesson I needed to learn. I was meeting everybody else halfway. I would even travel farther than the halfway, but I wasn't always meeting Mel halfway. So I think it's the reminder that that part of shattering barriers, mm, it's our internal ones. It's those blocks, those big pieces. We don't know where in the world how to move them. We need to meet catalysts like some of our amazing guests today. If you have not had a chance, check out Lachelle, America's Supermom. Check out Ari's and authenticity. Check out Jen as she's talking about burnout and trauma, things that we don't normally talk about. We don't usually share them on first dates. And if we could help each other in that creativity to share it, amplify it, so that we're able to help others locate inspiration and that feeling that there's somebody to hold our hands as we're climbing hills, shorten our steps. Today's the first day, and you'll laugh. Probably my first Impossible Live where I'm not actually drinking something, and where I didn't bring something for a virtual toast, I was reminded today, just show up. Show up in a spirit of peace, show up in an invitation of peace. And if this is not necessarily something that you're feeling or experiencing in your life, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am so not in the mental wellness space, but I really value it and I'm grateful for everybody who's helping take steps towards it. And you'll notice from some of our amazing guests, and Aries and Jen and Lachelle have all been guests on Impossible Live. I'm looking forward to them all joining us again. Is that in the process of dreaming a little bit bigger this year and leaning into love languages, leaning into music, and partially because of its ability to heal, it's our ability to kind of bring us together. But it's helping me understand that the songs that I've picked personally as Impossible Live titles this year, it was an invitation from the beginning, starting with When I Dream in Color, to today, Whatever We Imagine. And in between, we've had amazing Impossible Live guests. And you'll notice some of them are joining us in 2025 and they're bringing songs. And those will be some of our session titles. And others are bringing some of their inner secrets, their magic, and those will be session titles. But the hard part is, I really never imagined when we started this, almost, it's getting to be almost 3 years. And as an introvert, that dream of just getting out, of sharing out, and I have to really thank Jonathan Howard and exquisite Eve Voyaveda, and Rick Scherer from being there way back when. And we need others to invite us, not necessarily to always share the journeys of how they're helping shatter their inner barriers, how they're moving their inner blocks, but to encourage us to really pay really close attention to those inner voices that we don't normally let out, and let those voices out to come out and play. Because as you've encouraged me, and I really appreciate your exceptional, stellar support, some of us aren't sure that our voices matter. We're not sure that our stories matter. It takes a long time to, in the sorting process, discover which ones to share, which ones it's safe to share, which ones we're comfortable sharing, which ones are a discovery. But underneath this, really, if could leave you with one thing today, James Ingram says, don't be afraid. I'll meet you halfway. Whether that's a collaborator, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's somebody you haven't been in touch with for a while. Really grateful too, because Aries and I were able to really reconnect and establish touch. And I was able to say to her, I really need to thank you for meeting you 3 years ago. And in the beginning, not necessarily showing up regularly. You're not always sure that someone is listening, that someone is paying attention. And the whatever we imagine is whatever we imagine in our lives. And I used to think when we were kids, and Anita Baker has an amazing song about fairy tales, and you dream of it and you're not necessarily sure it will happen in our lifetime. We need to help each other work together so it does. So you'll notice next year, Mel's going to take some more breaks from Impossible Live, going to keep allowing more time and space to meet amazing collaborators, to dream and live into a fantastic live, virtual, and hybrid retreat next year. I've taken a break in the season of peace from writing. I am about to get back to it and blazing, because brave conversations about the undiscussables will be born next year. I think in this process of dreaming, if we haven't had a conversation recently about steps that we can help each other take, to shorten your steps, to shorten your incline, to help you break walls, to help you find ways to inspire others, whether you're doing it through events or conversations. And I appreciate you, Aries, because PQ has changed so much. I met you. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us, and warm welcome back to you all. I think one of the things about imagination is Gladys Knight has a song. I really have to use my imagination. We don't normally always dream in full color, and we don't normally always share those with others. Find somebody nearby or reach out, and we'll help you find somebody to help yours become a reality, because peace has been a dream of mine for such a long time, and I hadn't realized how many of the blocks I needed to move, how many of the steps I needed to move, and got some really amazing guardian angels on the other side who are helping to make sure I take the steps to get there. I think also, whether it's journaling, whether it's finding somebody to listen to our dreams out loud, finding a safe space to share them, whether you're in a mastermind, whether you're working with a coach, whether your bestie might have moved an ocean away. But I'm reminding next year to make the dreams of meeting some of you amazing people who we haven't had a chance yet to have a conversation face to face, to make more of that happen in 2025. Had a chance to meet Shel Shapiro and Charlene Brown recently. We met for lunch. Lunch became dinner by the time we left the restaurant. And it was fantastic to feel that energy, that vibe, that incredible support, and really an alignment. So it's a reminder. I almost had given up on that dream of peace. Now it's inside. Now it's a reminder to treasure it, to let it out a little bit, to encourage others. If not, to find the support to explore it in really safe spaces, to find great people to help you nurture whatever you imagine, whether that's thought leadership, whether it's speaking on bigger stages, whether it's meeting your ideal future clients or ideal future collaborators, whatever the dream is. I'm accepting Karen Curry Parker's invitation to make them bigger, because she said if they weren't bigger, I would burn out. Took me a while to really realize that this year. And in the process last week of returning to celebrations, gratitude, grief, and growth, really probably internally, a week of really big shifts and a real reminder. We need to lean in. We need to support each other. We need to listen to each other. We need to love each other. I never thought I would be sharing these colorful internal dreams that had really seemed, I was sitting on some of them. They were kind of black and white. And the reminder, come out and play full out. There is somebody somewhere who needs to hear your voice, who needs to hear your story, who needs to feel your love, who needs a hug, who would love a call from you today. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to call a bunch of people who I miss and have not had a chance to reach out to recently. And also to start not being afraid of the dreams and of sharing them. Let's continue to hold safe spaces where we can share them, where we can listen to them, where we can grow into them, where we can feel the love and share the love. Check out Lisa Fevek also. She's got some amazing, amazing programs and services for women, and some amazing co-ed collaborators, and some fantastic books to read. So I'm going to encourage you, as you're writing, as you're curling up, Share a book we should read or follow. Share a dream we can help by showing up to support you, whether it's an old dream, whether it's a new dream, whether it's a dream that is going through some transition or stages. I had to learn this year to really give myself the space and the time and the grace to kind of lean in. I'd encourage you, when you have a chance, create some space, create more spaces to chill during the day, to stretch, to dance, to listen to great music, to curl up with somebody you love, or to just show up with gratitude. And I am so grateful for you. Thank you for helping Impossible Live becoming a place where I could show up fully present, fully aware. Not our easiest journey. Occasionally can feel really lonely. I'm so grateful to those of you who reach out and say, hey, keep going. I see you. I hear you. How are you? And I really, really appreciate that. Ooh, Jen, I like that. We have to catch up. Yep. And Jen, the reminder to share not just your dreams, but what we need for comfort and safety. I look forward, Jen. I miss you. I haven't heard your voice in a couple of weeks. It's been one of those months. I'm looking forward to the funny story and to finding out how your holidays are. I was Jen's helping me remember. It really was about trust and safety for me. I had to learn self-trust. I had to learn ways to keep myself safe, to nourish myself, to feed that dream, feed the energies, feed the inspiration, feed the encouragement. Thank you so much for all the external information, and just soak it in and hold it and treasure it as if we can feel it in our hands as a gift. So thank you for the gifts of you. Thank you for the gifts you're bringing to brighten our fragile world. And thank you so much for joining us for Impossible Live. If this song from 4 decades is not familiar to you, take a listen. James Ingram has a fabulous catalog of music. I miss his beautiful voice. And when you get bored, take a little journey with us through some of the music that has guided Impossible Live through 2024. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. And stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, and stay in touch, and take great, great care. Have a magnificent day filled with opportunities and possibilities. Very safe travels if you're traveling to celebrate the new year. And let's start creating a space to talk about our journals. And maybe it's time to bring back that space where we're able to talk about it. And Jen, happy new moon and happy new year too. We adore you. And we means the Impossible Live family and the Be Visible Village. Thank you all. Take great care.